Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my diary entry for the week of July 2nd through July 8th. Today is Saturday, July 8th. So this week was a short week as far as the work week goes. I was off on Tuesday. I had a short day on Monday. Technically we only got out an hour early, so it was almost a full day of work on Monday. We were off on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we had a planned power outage, so I only worked half a day for that, even though the rest of my coworkers worked the full day because we're all working from home. My community was having a power outage, and so I only worked half a day. So it was a short week, but it was a not great week. So I'll get into that closer to the end, but I do have a couple things that I finished reading. I'm in the middle of a couple of things. I have a knitting update for you, and then I have a small yarn haul. And so let's get into it. So the only things that I have finished reading since I talked to you last were volumes 17 and 18 of What Did You Eat Yesterday by Fumi Yoshinaga. I believe this series is rated teen. And it's published by Kodansha. I am collecting this series digitally. This is a series that follows a gay couple throughout their lives, mostly around food. So one of our characters really enjoys cooking, and he's an attorney as well. His partner is a hairdresser, and he does some cooking, but I would say the lawyer character does most of the cooking throughout the series. We also see them meet up with friends who also have a love of cooking, and we also see them meet up with another gay couple later in the series, and they start having holidays together and things like that. And it's basically a lot of like home cooking. Lots of our characters, main characters cooking, lots of our characters going to other people's houses and cooking, and just lots of good food. There are technically recipes within these volumes. It tells you what to do, but it doesn't actually give you like a written recipe. So there are definitely things that I have interest in making, but there are also a lot of things in this series that I have no interest in making at all. But it's interesting to see our characters walk us through why they're preparing certain things certain ways, why they're adding certain ingredients to certain dishes, and things like that. And so it's a series that I really enjoy. This series is a BL series because we do follow a gay couple. There is another gay couple, like I said, they meet up with later in the series that they start having holidays with and such. And it also kind of talks about, you know, just like normal day-to-day kind of concerns and future concerns and things like that. We do follow our couple throughout the years, so they are getting older as we read through this series. And a few volumes back they were starting to talk about, you know, final preparations of life for, you know, future things. They're not quite there yet, but their parents are. In these volumes they were talking about trying to take another step to secure their futures and stuff, and make sure that the other is taken care of in the event of one of their passings and things like that, and how at the time that it was written, Japanese laws don't recognize same-sex couples. And it was really heartbreaking for me to read through the sections where they were talking about those types of things. It's also heartbreaking for me because I know that our characters are getting older, and I've become very attached to our couple at this point. And it just is one of those things where it's like if they're hurting or they're starting to think about these things, it makes me sad. And so I really, really enjoy the series. It is definitely one of those series that is not heavy on the PDA if you're not into that type of thing. The series is very clean. Our couple barely shows any affection at all, but you can feel the care that they have for each other. And so I've been just really enjoying the series. I do have one more volume of unread manga from this series, but I want to wait until volume 20 comes out. I think volume 20 will be out later this year, if not later this month. I can't remember. I know I looked it up, but it's definitely sometime this year. So I like to have 2 volumes to read because I just like to spend a lot more time with these characters. They're just so enjoyable to read and experience their lives, and watching them cook and go through the holidays and all the things like that. And so, yes, really, really love these volumes. Gave both of the volumes 5 stars, and I just really enjoy meeting up with our characters every time I read volumes from the series. So those were the only things that I finished since I talked to you last. It's kind of a extension of the Manga Pride Readathon. I was going to read some more of the volumes that I had set aside for the Manga Pride Readathon throughout the month of July. However, I just found out about the 801 or Boys Festival Readathon that 365801 is hosting starting August 1st through August 8th, I think. And so that readathon is boys love themed. So basically you just read boys love. There's all kinds of challenges you can utilize to help you with your reading that week. There's a bingo board, like a hide and seek, or not hide and seek, but a scavenger hunt bingo board that will be fun to participate with. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And so I've decided to not read any more of the BL titles that I have set aside so that I can read some of those for the Boys Love Festival Readathon. So if you don't know anything about that readathon, I'll link the announcement video down in the description box below. Definitely go check it out. But yes, I'm really looking forward to that. So that's everything I read. Like I said, I am in the middle of quite a few things. So I am continuing to read The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas with my friend Amy from A-Star Reads. We're still buddy reading this. We are almost there. Almost there. We've got this much left to go. So we are on chapter 74, page 662. I know Amy just messaged me this morning and she has read chapters 74 and 75. So I will catch up with that this evening. Still really enjoying this. Looking forward to seeing how this is all going to turn out. But things are definitely interesting right now. And so, yes, really enjoying that. This week I needed an audiobook, and so I started Jade City. So, this has been one of those books that I have kind of been avoiding. The hype on this series is huge. My mom read this, I believe it was last year, and she enjoyed it. Now, my mom and I have kind of different reading tastes. A lot of times, things that she'll enjoy, I don't enjoy. And I do not believe this is the type of series that's for me. And so I've been avoiding it. But I put the audiobook on my holds list at my library because the holds list was like super long. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to put it on there. And when it gets to me, and I'll try it out. Because we have these books. My mom did buy them. And so my library hold came through, and so I was like, okay, I guess I'll try out this series. This series takes place in a world where Jade has gives some kind of enhancements to certain abilities, and there's like family drama and like family disputes and things like that over the Jade and things like that. That's my understanding of the series. It definitely doesn't sound like my type of thing, and I am pretty sure that this is not going to be a series for me. I have listened to about 15% of the audiobook throughout the week. I'm not impressed. I'm not drawn in. there's just things going on that I could care less about at this point. And so I'm going to give this book 25%. If it hasn't drawn me in by the 25%, I'm going to DNF it, because I didn't think this was going to be for me. I am almost positive at this point that it's not, but it's still early. I just started chapter 8, so that's page 74. So I'll give it a little bit more time, but I will tell you right now where I am. I'm not impressed. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be for me. That's kind of the thing that happens with me in super hype things. I tend to have an unpopular opinion, which is why I tend not to read them when there's still hype on them. And there's definitely still hype on that series right now in the community, and it's just not for me. It's just not for me. I don't know what else to say. I'm not drawn in. There's nothing of real interest to me at this point. There's just been a lot of family drama going on, and there was a random sex scene, and I was just like, this early in the book? Why? I mean, it was between a couple of characters that I didn't even know until they were introduced to us right before the sex scene, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I have no interest in that. So yeah. We'll see. I'll give it another 10% to change my mind, but as of right now, I'm not drawn in. So the other thing that I am currently reading, I am reading on my Kindle Fire. So this is actually the Kindle Fire that I had won from my summer reading program a couple of years ago. The library summer reading program, I participated in it, and I ended up being the grand prize winner of a Kindle Fire. And so I have this silicone holder thing so that I can hold it, because I've been having a little bit of an issue with my grip. I've always had an issue with my grip where my hand will just randomly let go of things, and it's been happening with this, and I don't want it to damage this. I thought about putting a pop socket on the back, but you can't just move around a pop socket easily. It's my understanding anyway, and so I thought this would be much better. Plus, it's very secure. So yes, I have been reading Helicoprion from Michael Cole. I am on chapter 13, page 52, which is about 16%. This is an extinct shark thriller. You may or may not know that in July I like to read shark fiction, and so this particular one was on Kindle Unlimited, and it's about a Helicoprion, which is a type of historical shark ancestor that has a saw type tooth structure. And so basically this story follows this extinct shark wreaking havoc on people. And up until this point, there's just been a bunch of different shark attacks. We've seen several victims, but we've also seen some of the police get involved. And at this point right now, a marine biologist has been attacked, and she survived the attack and tells the authorities what she saw. I mean, she's a marine biologist, right? So she knows what she saw, but they don't believe her. They think that she is affected by coming up from the depths too quickly. And so they, even though all the evidence on the bodies that they have been able to collect from these attacks, because not all of them have been able to be collected, but the evidence on the bodies have shown that it could not have been a great white. That's the direction that they're moving. So it's typical. I mean, it's typical. They don't want to believe that a prehistoric creature could be out there. It's happened in all of the Meg books and things like that, until it's actually proven But yeah, that's kind of where we are. So I presume that because we've got the marine biologist in the story right now, that they're going to be a more prominent feature in the dissemination of information on this particular shark species. We've also got, like I said, some people from the police force, specific people that are involved in the investigation. So I think they're going to feature heavily also. And yeah, it's just been a bunch of really gruesome, descriptive shark attacks. We also get a few scenes of what the shark is thinking before they attack, or why they're moving into certain areas and things like that. So it's multiple POV for sure. It's interesting. Very much gives me the feel of one of the shark books by Chris Jameson. Not Shark Beach, but maybe one of the other two. So we'll see how this goes. I'm very interested at this point. This is definitely the type of shark thriller that I enjoy, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this all turns out. So far, really enjoying that. Really enjoying House of Earth and Blood. Not really enjoying Jade City. But that's everything that I am currently in the middle of. Now, over the next week, I will be participating in the Sharkathon, which is a Shark Week themed readathon that's being hosted by Bobby over at Paginator. And in fact, I have my papers here. So this is my readathon tracker. So I'm definitely going by the shark prompts, because this year she's got mythological sea creature prompts and shark prompts. And so I will be reading to the shark prompts, and we've only got 1 week to do this. It says July 11th through the 18th, which is a Tuesday to Tuesday. But anyway, it says, whale shark, read a book in your favorite genre. So that could be mystery thriller. It technically could also be romance if I pick a manga, which I do have a manga that I've been really wanting to get to. So maybe I'll do that. Then it's pajama shark, read in your pajamas or comfy clothes for at least an hour. I do that every night, so that's not going to be a problem. In fact, I will probably fit in Helicoprion for that prompt, since that is what I'm currently reading, and I don't believe I will be done by the 11th. Megamouth Shark, read a hyped book, one that everyone's talking about. I know I'm reading Jade City right now, but I definitely won't finish that in a week. So maybe I'll pick one of the Fence comics up, because I've heard quite a few people talk about those, and I've been really wanting to get to that. A blue shark, read a book with blue on the cover or ocean/water. Helicoprion could probably fit on that as well. We'll see. Wobbegong shark, read a book with an interesting cover, so I need to look for something like that. Cat shark, read a book with an animal on the cover, real or fantastical. Again, Helicoprion could fit. Pygmy shark, read a short book, 200 pages or less. Allow yourself to go slightly over if needed. So I can just pick a manga for that as well. So I have to go back and check Bobby's video to see if we can apply books that we're in the middle of. Like I said, I'm only 16% into Helicoprion. So if there's a certain percentage that I can't go over, then I'll make sure I won't do that. But I definitely want to continue reading Helicoprion because I'm really enjoying that at the moment. So I think I'm better off than I thought I'd be for the Sharkathon prompts next week. So that's great. And so, yeah. I am really looking forward to the Sharkathon. Bobby, over the last couple rounds, has done a donation to a shark foundation, and so a donation has already been made this year. I believe it was for a whale shark, and you could name the whale shark or something like that. Last year it was a different foundation, so this year it was another foundation. And so, yeah, just really, really looking forward to the shark fiction and all of that. Shark documentaries coming up for Shark Week. I know there are quite a few already on the Disney Plus service, so I do intend on starting those in the near future. And yes, it's always a good time learning about sharks and seeing all of the documentaries and things. It's just something that I really enjoy. And so I carry that over through my reading in the month of July, trying to find, shark fiction. Because it's not something I hear a lot of people talk about. And even when I went to Barnes & Noble and asked for some recommendations, the only ones they could give me were Jaws and The Meg. And I know there are others out there. And there are several on Kindle Unlimited. There's even some books like the first Harry Hole book that features a great white in it, especially towards the end, without giving spoilers. But yeah, I don't think people think about just other books that have, say, a shark presence in them as books to recommend. But yeah, I'm really enjoying exploring shark fiction every year, and I only allow myself to do it in or around July. Last year was kind of a bust. The ones that I read didn't quite fit what I was looking for. They didn't give me the vibes I wanted, but I have good feelings about Helicoprion, so I'm hoping this one will pan out and be what I've been looking for, at least for this year. So, yes. Now, I do have a little bit of a knitting update for you. So, I have been working on the project that is in my 80s cartoon bag. So, in my 80s cartoon bag, let me just move this paper so it doesn't fall on the floor, is my love note. So, I know I mentioned last week that I was having some hand pain. Hand pain is better this week, but I thought that trying to go straight in on a sock which has really, really short circumference and small needles, and really you need more of a tighter gauge, would not be the smartest project to work on. So I decided to pull out my love note, which has a much bigger gauge. And so I've been working away on this. I am probably 6 inches from where I need to be to bind off, I think. So I did put in a marker the last time I talked to you. Here it is. I have my Sharky markers. So I was here the last time I talked to you, and now I am here. So I put in several rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 9 rows. So, yeah, not bad at all. Just going round and round and round while we watch our movies and things. And I'm still really, really enjoying this. And it's still looking really great. So, I'm excited for this. I'm still not sure what length of sleeve I want. I'm thinking maybe 3/4. 3/4, maybe. But then part of me thinks you should just do the long wristlet sleeve, and then if you need to hike it up, hike it up. But yeah, I still don't know. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. I definitely don't want this to be a short sleeve sweater, because I would never wear mohair during the summer, which is the only reason I need a short sleeve sweater. So yeah, I definitely intend on wearing this during the colder months. So 3/4 or full length. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, because I'd really love to know. I still have lots to go on the body, so I definitely won't be done with this by the time I talk to you next time, provided I continue to work on this throughout the next week. But that is what I am currently knitting on. Again, mohair is from Lolo Did It in the Honey Dukes colorway. And then the yarn is Brown Sheep Company Nature Spun Fingering, which is 100% wool, in the Hurricane Seas colorway. So yes, I've been really, really enjoying that project. And it hasn't wreaked havoc on my hands at all, so that's great. I can continue to work on that. I know Sock Week is coming up this week because it always coincides with Shark Week. In fact, I think it might have started yesterday. because Shark Week always moves around. I know she just picks a week now in the middle somewhere to host Shark Week, and I'm talking about Nitty Natty. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to participate this year because I don't want to strain my hands. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try to work on a sock here and there throughout the week, just to like have the spirit of Sock Week going in my house. I do have a little bit of a yarn haul. So I got my Kindred Spirits Yarn Club skein. So the Kindred Spirits Yarn Club is an Out of Green Gables yarn club that is done by Little Skein and the Big Wool. I've been a part of this yarn club for a couple years now. Might even be 3. And each skein that comes is based on something in the Anne of Green Gables books. And so this month's skein is called Jersey Cow. And if you watch the Sullivan Entertainment adaptation, which is the one that I really, really love, there's a scene in there. I'm pretty sure the scene is also in the books. There's a scene where Anne sees her Jersey cow in Rachel Lynn's field, and she and Diana Barry are trying to get it back to their stable. And at this point, she's pretty much had it. This cow gets out of the stable all the time. She can't deal, and she sells it off. Come to find out that the Jersey cow she sold was not hers, but it was Rachel Lynn's. And so, big misunderstanding there. But yes, this skein is called Jersey Cow, and so the skein is very neutral. And there are very, very mild speckles in there of like nature colors. So it kind of goes with the skein that I got the last time. But this has like green and yellow and blue and orange and red speckles, which I think is the same color speckles that were in the other skein that I had gotten before, but this is much, much less. So I think those two skeins will go well together, actually. I'm not quite sure what the tone of brown is on the other skein. I'll have to pull it out. But I've also been looking for a neutral skein to go with another set of skeins from this collection that I pulled aside for another possible project. It's just missing like 1 or 2 more skeins. So I'm going to see how this fits with those skeins that I've set aside. Yes. I really, really like this. Sometimes it's nice to have just a neutral, lightly speckled skein because you can use it with so many other things. Could pull one of the colored speckles and use it with that, or you could just have a nice neutral one skein project or something like that. And so yes, really, really enjoyed that. So that is Jersey Cow, and when I saw the name of the colorway, it definitely made me smile because that scene from Sullivan Entertainment miniseries is definitely one that I remember very vividly. And so yes, Jersey Cow. So other than that, we have been watching things. We finished our rewatch of the Indiana Jones movies, and so we really enjoyed that. We also rewatched the Meg last night in honor of Shark Week coming up. That was really good as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing The Dial of Destiny with Indiana Jones and The Trench, which is the second Meg movie, sometime. And so, yes, really enjoyed those. This week at work was short, but it was not one of my better weeks. My coworkers and my boss were throwing around some racist comments. They were comments about a race that I am actually part. So I don't think they remembered that I was, but I kept quiet. I was very upset, but I have it all in writing. So if I want to try to lodge a complaint, I can. But at this point, with how our company is structured, I think the complaint would have to go to my immediate boss, who is actually the person that started the racist comments. And so don't know if I want to do that, but it really ticked me off. So yeah, I had some racism at work. I am the only Asian in my small section of this company, because we were bought out by a much larger company, though we still maintain our kind of separate like entity-ness for right now anyway. So yeah, I was ticked off for most of the week. And this isn't the first time it's happened, but yeah, in any case, it wasn't a good week. Next week's not going to be great either because my coworker is on vacation for the week, so I'm taking triple duty on Monday and then double duty for the rest of the week. And my particular desk has gotten just ridiculously crazy with how my industry is just changing day by day by day, and things, I need to put in a lot more work than I have my entire career, I would say. Things are just that bad right now with the industry that I'm in. And so, yeah, stress levels high, had to deal with some racism this week. It's hot, which I don't like, and so it's not been a great week all around. Now, I'm still trying to be positive that next week will not be as bad as I think it's going to be, but I'm not holding out any hope on that. Plus, it's supposed to be in the mid-90s all week, so that's not great either. This is like my depression time of the year. I don't like the summer. The weather makes me depressed. I get really, really uncomfortable and agitated just because I'm uncomfortable, and so yeah, it's not good for me this time of year. Plus the heat makes me sick, like physically sick. I get really nauseous, I get more headaches, and it's just a bad time. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to take it day by day and hope that it's not as bad as I'm predicting it's going to be. But I'm going to try to distract myself with the Sharkathon, and then the week after that starts the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon. And the last time I participated in the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon, it was a lot of fun. And so I'm really looking forward to that as well, because that's not a readathon that I can prep for. I'm going to get my first prompt when the readathon starts. And so, yeah, it's definitely one that keeps me on my toes, makes me think about what I can and cannot accomplish during the time. And so I'm really looking forward to this next round as well. So the next half of the month, right? Next half of the month should be lots of fun. Plus I've got the Monochrome Manga Club meeting, not this coming week, but next week. And that's always a good time. Plus I always do some shopping while I'm at the store, so I'll get to do some retail therapy as well. So anyway, that's everything that I've been up to. Let me know what you've been up to down in the comments below. Have you started July off strong? How many books have you finished? Or have you had a feeling where you've needed to DNF something already? I would really love to know that as well. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a star emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.